they were doing a sting operation for a guy wanting to solicit minors. And they were like,
did you pretend to be a minor?
I did.
Did you really?
Yes. So they called me and they were like, send us a picture. And I was like, why? And they're like, because you look like you're 12. I was 20 something. Skylar was.
Yeah, because back then, yeah, I could see that.
I was little. I mean, I was
like,
and I was like, they're not gonna believe. I'm like,
no, they did.
12 or 13.
Yeah, they totally
He straight
did.
up did.
Yeah,
straight up believed. And then they're like, we're gonna ask you some uncomfortable questions. Just give us some answers. So they're asking like sizes and stuff, and I was like, tell them this, and tell them this. It will work. And they were like, no. And I'm like, I'm telling you, give him this stuff. And it sure enough worked. And he tried to meet me at the park, but I wasn't there. I was still on the couch.
How did that work? What did Jason ever tell? Because you got 2 girls, so did Jason ever tell them like, you don't do this, you don't do this? You're like, did it ever make him like?
So oh yeah, and like my girls are real bad people watchers because of him.
Right.
So like they're all the time like we're going out to restaurants or anything. They're always like.
They notice the sketch people before anybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all the time. And like going to Walmart and stuff, they know.
Right.
So, which is a good and bad thing, I guess.
No, it's a great thing.
I mean, it's to a point.
Because they're more aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, they know people. Like, people will come up if like we're in Walmart or something and talk to Jason. And I'm like, did you arrest them or is that a friend? It's either one or the other.
Because we were talking about that at the jail the other day, how it changes you because of the things that you know.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, we read the affidavits, we read the warrants, you know, and there's that whole narrative on what happened.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times it's just they had an opportunity and they took it. So you're talking about Chance. You're talking about all the things that you've had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
What about when he's older? Because I know one of the things that we have to deal with is, I'm not going to say any names, but I do know of an older gentleman. I think he's passed away now. But he was in a car wreck. It damaged him mentally.
Yeah.
His mom could no longer care for him.
Right.
And he would have outbursts, and she'd call us.
Yeah.
They'd bring him in, and then we have to.
Yeah. And like, one thing that Jason was working on when he was at the jail was more training on how to deal with people with special needs.
Okay.
Like, at one point, I was supposed to come in and give some training myself.
To COs?
Yeah, like to anybody.
God, that's needed.
Yeah, it's very much needed, and it's just because, like, you don't look autistic. I mean, like, there's not a defined look. Like, if you have Down syndrome, you know you have Down syndrome. But when you're autistic, how can you tell? Unless you're severely autistic and you have those specific signs of, like, hand flapping or stuff like that. But when you're a child like Chance, who is verbal, and you can do that. I mean, you can't tell. You cannot tell unless you ask.
Unless you ask.
Yeah. I mean, there's been plenty of times where we've been at the store and he's pitched fits and people are like, he just needs, and I'm like, you need to stop. Let me educate you real fast.
You have those people?
Yeah.
Really?
All the time. And like,
why is it I can imagine this? He just needs his ass whooped.
Is that
what you get?
Yes. And
oh my gosh.
I'm like, let me stop real fast and educate you. He is autistic. He has this and this and this. And I'm like, well, he doesn't look it. And I was like, because how's he supposed to look? How's he supposed to look? And so, like, that was one thing that when
how is he supposed to look? Because
I don't understand that question. Like, I get that all the time.
Like, I worked at a daycare in Ohio. We had autistic kids, and
they look normal.
They look normal. They look.
It's normal. You look normal. But like we're gonna do that training at the jail because
What would be your 3 points to educate people on autism?
my 3 points. Oh my gosh.
Like signs and
Signs. So it depends on the severity of the autism because you have 3 levels.
elites.
Chances
What is that word at the bottom?
I don't know.
Y'all are rude.
Does it say clues? Does it say clues?
Clues.
Oh,
Clues.
Ah!
Good job, Stephanie.
Yeah. I am awesome.
There you go. Does it say clues? Does it say clues? Clues?
Does it say clues?
Final answer. 3 points to educate people on signs of autism. So what would you say those are? Like, what are the 3 points? If you could narrow it down to 3 points and say, look, this is da 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 da. Clues, signs.
So, for a lot, it depends on the severity of the autism. There's three levels. Chances level 2. Level 3 is your most severe.
Chance is only a level 2?
Chances 2, because he's verbal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
So like you have the level 1, level 2, and level 3. And level 3 is like your nonverbal, your typical. You can straight up tell they're autistic just because they have the all the sounds like the hand flapping and the repetitive stuff.
What is hand flapping?
So
you've mentioned
it's like
multiple times.
It's like a way they kind of stimulate themselves.
Is that
they'll flap their hands and they'll clap? It's just a way for them to stimulate.
Okay, I know what you're talking about because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Where they'll do that, or they'll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So Chance, tippy toe walks, real bad. Like when he's anxious and stuff, he'll start to tippy toe.
Really?
Yes, that's one of the ways we were kind of noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm saying so the hand flapping that. Big one. Another sign is just the not being able to like look at you. Like if you're talking to them and they just want to look away, they're not trying to be rude. It's just
it's hard for them.
It's hard. And Chance sometimes does. Like if he doesn't know the person, he won't.
So, but that could be even associated with like ADD or
it can. Yeah, and that's why it's like, so hard to tell.
Yeah, I can't.
That's why it's so hard to tell, and that's like I said, when Chance is pitching a fit in the store, like, don't be rude and say, well, he just needs his ass whooped. He doesn't. No. Ask that person if they need help. I've done it several times. I've seen kids pitching fits, and I'm like, hey, I know you don't know me.
But hey, I know you don't know me, but
my child is autistic.
Do you need help?
Do you need help? Do you need a break? Do you need me to step in? Do you need anything? I mean,
even if it's just like what, hold a bag or hold
anything, just
hold it. I can watch your cart.
Yeah.
I got your cart. I got your purse. Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. Nothing's gonna be taken.
Nothing's gonna be taken. Just do you need help? Do you need a moment?
It's hard to do that though, because I mean we live in a world where no, you do not trust anybody.
No. And it's hard and it sucks. And
believe me, you have people who take advantage. Like they take advantage of those vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
They get dealt with though. Karma.
Well, I was at TJ Maxx Christmas shopping on my lunch break, and this lady was screaming, he was right up on me. And I was like, okay, calm down, ma'am. You can barely move in the store. And I was like, okay, crazy. And like, I just went on my business, and she passed me and got in line, and then all of a sudden I hear her screaming, "You need to control your son." And I was like, oh.
Oh, she was talking about you.
No, not me, because I was on my lunch break. But she was talking to the mom of the boy that was on her. She was like, "You need to teach him better. He doesn't need to be on me." And I was like, there's about to be a fight.
What did you do?
I just kind of laughed and left.
Oh,
I was like, I am not in the mood today.
You've learned to regulate. You've learned to you're like, not
my problem. She told her kid to go to the car, and she'd handle it, and she did.
There was a time that would not be. That's Stephanie would be like, "You gotta learn today."
Yeah,
ma'am.
Sir Scholar gets it.
You're right. That is 100%.
100%.
Miss ma'am.
Not today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a time.
There's a big time. It was bad.
It was bad. Yeah.
I hope Mom no.
You did.
I did really good. I've grown.
You never got arrested, so that was,
winning.
So, do you want to talk about the infidelity?
We can.
Part of law enforcement?
Yeah. So
it's kind of like an unspoken, like it's known, but it's unspoken.
Right. And and I had it, I wouldn't say I had it worse than anybody else. It's just that
it does happen.
It does happen, obviously.
Why?
Happens.
Why do you think it happens?
Well, in my case, the only time I've ever been told it's because it was PTSD. Because he went to Iraq. He came home. He wanted to get pregnant right away. I did not. Well, it's too late. I got pregnant.
But you were pregnant before the
big wedding. Remember, we were already married. We had the small wedding at our house, or his grandparents' house.
Oh.
And then we did the big wedding a year later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it was.
God, that was so long ago.
It was
like,
forever.
I forget about all that. Anyway, all right.
Well,
so
it does happen, because I really don't know why. It just happens. I mean, you got long hours. You're working close with people. Because at the time he was at the jail.
Well,
because he wasn't a patrolman yet. He wasn't a deputy yet.
Was he not?
Not that time.
Why does I keep thinking that he was a deputy then?
Not the first one.
Not the first one. Huh? Hold on. Okay. Who was the first one? Okay, that was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who was the second one?
A girl he met while he was in the police academy.
Was there a third?
Yeah.
How many?
I think 4.
So known of 4.
Yeah, so every time I got pregnant, he would go and cheat. And like the last, well, I'm not going to say the last one.
We write it down. No, right? I'm like,